Good evening. I hope someone is actually watching this, but it looks like someone is. Yeah, welcome to episode 2 of my Into the Breach playthrough. And with playthrough, I mean current goal is to clear 4 islands. So do one playthrough, not clear the whole game at 100% or something like that. Yeah, so last time we cleared this island up here, and we then did a vote on what next to tackle, and the choice was made for Detritus Disposal. So this is what we're going to tackle today, the industrial environment. We also still have the frozen and the desert environment ahead of us, but today it'll be a lot of chemical waste and sludge and whatnot, and yeah, this is going to be fun. Okay, so let's first get our briefing. When the VAC came, Detritus took on what refugees we could. What we lack is your military expertise, Commander. Well, we'll do our best, I guess. We are at 7 power grid units, that's good, and a grid defense of 90%, that's also okay. 5,000 people are already saved. Let's see what else we can do. So we have 2 options to tackle. We have the scrap heap map. Hi Weasel, hi Daniel, hi Dennis, hi Zwerg Bikini, and hi Wasrel. With also hi Ember Eco. I haven't even said what the nanite farms are, and I'm already getting votes for scrap heap. But okay, so we have the scrap heap, where we have to kill at least 7 enemies and protect the coal plant. Hi Nösel. And that also has the fun additional environment thing that is conveyor belts. If any of you has ever played the WOD game Robo Rally, then this is, similar to that. The belts move in certain directions and take everything that is on them with them, and sometimes also shove it into chasms and stuff. So, yeah. And we also have the nanite farms. No problem. We also have the nanite farms, which are... I'm a bit quiet. Okay, let me check. Might be that I just moved the mic a bit too far away from me. Is it better now? Because I moved it out of the way a bit, because earlier it was covering the screen. Yeah, just tell me if the sound is better or not, or what. I'll just leave it where it is for now, and then you can complain if it's not good. So the other option, nanite farms. Block whack, spawning 3 times. We are quite good at that. Protect the power generator, and I also have conveyor belts there. So it's pretty much just the choice between killing at least 7 enemies or protecting spawning 3 times. And Daniel, as you hear, as you can hear, my voice is thankfully still well. I at this point, I'm no longer actually screaming at politicians' utterances, but I'm more like weeping silently, maybe, and laughing my ass off. Okay, so we have 1 vote for the scrap heap. Any more opinions in the chat? What we should tackle first? Nanite farms or scrap heap? Kill or block? Kill or block? Kill or block? Another vote for the scrap heap, and yet another vote for the scrap heap. Dum 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 dum. Yeah, okay. We are going for the scrap heap. So we have a bunch of conveyor belts there. Yeah, I mean, that just looks okay-ish. The buildings here look this weird green shape that we don't seem to have any kind of chemical sludge that's here, thankfully, and some regular water and a bunch of conveyor belts, so that should hopefully be fine. Oh dear, but we are very, very limited in our placement options at the start. Yeah, he can move 5, so I'm going to move him here because he has the best options to move quiet, but not, he cannot reach here. Okay, I'm going to put him here after all. Put him here, and then we are going to put that thing back here. And then let's see what these buggers do. So we have 2 bugs and 1 jumpy spider thing. Okay, the bells run first, then the bugs take action. Yeah. Let's actually first check the unit order. So it's going to be fire damage, then the bells run, then the enemies do stuff, then the enemies emerge. So we have to take that into account. Which means that this thing here will actually not attack this building, but this building, because the conveyor belt will happen before it does stuff, right? That dude is attacking this planet. And we can pretty easily push him into the water. Oh, they are hitting for 3 now, okay. Oh, I have to really wrap my head around this stuff first again. So if we move the tank to as a quick reminder to anyone new here, I have, and also to the other people, I have the grid numbers on. So if you want to tell me possible tactics or something like that in the chat, then best refer to those. We are calling this mech here the tank. We are calling this one, this 2-legged one, the mech, and we are calling this one the artillery. And we are calling these things here bugs, and this one I think I'm simply going to call a spider maybe, or we can call it a leaper actually, because this is apparently its name. Oh, right. So my thinking right now is that I could move the tank from currently on B5 over to B4 and then shoot the scarab here, and that will make the scarab take 1 point damage, but it will also push the scarab into the leaper. If a scarab gets pushed onto the tank if you move it to B4, I think it would take 1 damage. The problem is that we cannot try this right now. Oh, right, wait, maybe we can. Do we get a preview of the... The problem is we do not really get a preview of the movements here, because otherwise what I could do is I could actually see what happens if I put it here. Oh no, then it will also move. Yeah, we'll have to figure this out as we go, I think, because right now I'm not sure. I think it would take 1 point damage, but I'm not entirely sure. Yeah, so the idea, first of all, here would be to move the tank to B4. Shoot the scarab. Scarab takes 1 damage, gets pushed back into the leaper. Leaper takes 1 damage, scarab takes another point of damage from that. Both are dead with just 1 shot from the tank. Mech is free to move. And then we can choose if we want to make the mech block one of the spawn points, or if we want to use the mech to punch the other scarab into the water. Alternatively, we can use the artillery to shoot here on F3 in order to push the scarab into the water. So, ideas? I'm not entirely sure actually that I can reach 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I should be able to reach this spawn point, so I could block it with the mech. Would knocking Leaper with the bug release mech? No, but Leaper would die because the Leaper has only 1 hit point, and it would take 1 damage from the pushback. So it will die, and then the mech is free. So we are getting the mech free just with the 1 single tank action, which would be this. See? So they would both be dead. So I would start with this. And then, yeah, exactly, he can reach this. So we should be able to do something like this. Because that will push the scarab into the water. And apparently also made our artillery dude ding, which is nice. And then we can block here. So that would be the idea for this move. Oh, also I just saw the mech is apparently fully leveled up now. Nice. So, conveyor belt, spawn, enemy brings itself into position. 3 spawn points. And actually 4 because we are also still standing on one. I'm pretty sure that the conveyor belt does not affect the fly. Or the hornet, apologies. Can move over any terratile, so that sounds like it, right? I mean, I could just punch it with the mech. Move with the tank to this spawn point. Blocked. No, wait, we have to kill 7 enemies, so we really should not block all of them. Actually. So if we kill this fly, we are already at 4 enemies killed. So if we leave these three spawns through, I can block. You think? Yeah, I mean, yeah, we still should get enough. I mean, that would can then put us at wait, 4, 6. Then we would only need another one to finish this goal. Yeah, in that case, I think I would go at punching the fly. In any case, I will leave the mech standing here because it's just sitting perfectly here for punching the fly. And the fly will just be dead. And then we can move the tank over to E3 and have it block that one. And then these and these will still spawn. So E2 and F3 will spawn. And then we can take care of the things from there. Good question. Is it worth freeing C2? So the problem is they will probably not stay there. So as you know, after they spawn, they get 1 free move. And after that, then they attack. So you can probably count on whatever spawns here will just move somewhere else. And so it will not really be a guaranteed free push into the water. So I think that is probably not worth to wait for it. The problem with moving the artillery is a bit closer, or rather that what I'm worried about is that right now we can move across, so we can cover all the rows from C to H from its current position, because we can still walk here. So whatever happens in all of this area, we can still reach with the artillery and use it to push. If we move the artillery closer, we will get problems in moving it. Yeah, let's say this would be horizontally. So this is what I'm currently a bit reluctant about. I'm not sure, or maybe I'm overthinking it, I'm not sure. I could have... The problem is if I move it here so that I can really move it all across, then I quickly run into range issues with it, because it can only shoot stuff that is beyond it. Yeah, E6. Wait, it has a range of... there. Of 4. So if we move it to E6, we get 1, 2, 3, 4. That is actually a good idea, yeah. Oh no, wait, I mean we could also just move it to... Protecting the coal plant should be fine in either case. I'm thinking, yeah, E7 maybe. because that will give us one more movement over here. So we get 1, 2, 3, 4. So if it's here, we get 1, 2, 3, 4. So we get cover B up to 1, 2, 3, 4, up to H. So we cover anything but A. So I think that would be, because if we put it here, we will still be stuck basically in the same coverage. So with the artillery, I usually just go that I have a clear path at the end, or so in either on either side, because it really shines with just shooting from the back. So the current idea would be this, and then just wait, because then we should be in a good position for the next round and be able to just nuke whatever spawns quickly. We might have to repair the mech at some point, because it's a bit, its health is getting drained a bit here, but it should still be fine, I think. So we're going to do, actually no, we cannot do that anymore. No, right, turn is over. It's a bit sad really that we do not have any healer classes here. So that we only can heal ourselves. Conveyor belt, block, another leaper, and another fly. So that one really needs to die, because that could kill the mech. Because it hits for 3, but it should not be a problem really. We need to take care of the fly. What we could do is we could use the tank, move it to B3, shoot the leaper, because the leaper only has 1 hit point, so it would be dead. That frees up the mech, so the mech can then move 1, 2, 3. Crap. No, that doesn't suffice. 1, 2, 3, 4. Nah, that's not enough. We also need to move the fly. We could move the fly with the artillery. We could move the artillery over to H6, shoot on H4. That will move the fly 1 to the left, so to F4. And then we can reach it with 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, we could actually reach this. I was counting badly. So, just to visualize this, my idea would be this. Shoot him dead, freeze up the mech. Mech moves over here, punches the fly. Gives us 3 spawns in the next round. Oh, 4 actually. The mech is currently blocking 1. I mean, we still need to kill 3 bugs. 2 of those are already on the map, so we should reduce the spawns still a bit. How's the tank doing? 2 hit points. We definitely have to kill that one, because otherwise it kills the mech. Yeah, it can, and then can continue to stand there. So we can use the mech to kill the scarab, the leaper. Then we could use the artillery. To shoot the fly directly. And then move the tank to E4 and shoot the fly another time, and then it's dead. That leaves us 3 active spawn points. Thoughts? Can the tank kill the fly without help? So... the problem is the fly has 2 hit points and the tank can only do 1 damage. Unless it pushes the fly into something. Though the only something that it could push it in here right now is the coal plant, so that would be a bit bad, the idea. 4, cause you stand on 1 with the mech. Yeah, we have 4. I meant we would have 3 active spawn points. I would be blocking 1 with the mech. Because I would continue to stand here. If I use the mech to punch the Leaper, I cannot move the mech anymore, so it would have to stand there and block the spawn point again. Yeah. Use the tank to push the fly back and hurt it for 1 HP. Yeah, and then? We have to reach the... So every mission always ends once we have finished all the turns. So up there in the upper right corner it says victory in 2 turns. So if we survive the next 2 turns, then we have won. Our goal is though to maximize the amount of bugs we kill, and because that gives us XP, and to also obviously maximize the amount of buildings we save and such. So use the tank to push the fly back and hurt it for 1 HP. Move the artillery to 1 spawn point. This way I have a weak fly left and only 2 spawn points. But I cannot reach the fly with the tank. I cannot shoot diagonally. And so I can only shoot in this direction or in this... Wait. Maybe it's easier to do this. So I can only shoot here. As the tank is positioned right now, I cannot reach the fly. If I move the tank to E4 and then shoot... Yeah, I can do that. Oh, hi, Brian. Ah, yeah, of course, I can do that, yeah. Oh, and actually it might be a good idea because the artillery has a bit more hit points than the tank. Can I still reach the... I cannot reach the spawn point. I should have listened to you, Janina. If I had listened to you, then I would be able to reach the spawn point. Yeah, I think there was a documentary on NoClip on this, on Into the Breach. It's a lovely game. Is this only because the tank is on E3? Oh, you're right! Thank you. Okay, so if I move the tank here and then I... Ah, good point, thank you. It can walk for, yeah, sorry. It has been a long day. I actually had to take a nap earlier because I couldn't concentrate anymore. So we can do this. So we turn this into a weak fly and we turn this into mush. And then we have a mech with 2 hit points, an artillery with 3 hit points, and a tank with 2 hit points in the next round with 3 enemies to fight, one of which is a weak fly. Can I do anything else? No, it cannot reach. It has the same problem as the tank. Like it can shoot these fields. What it could do is it could shoot here and push the fly up 1, but that would not hurt it, it would just move it, and in a direction that I'm not sure is a good idea to help it. Huh? Oh, right. I was just confused why our repair symbol had these arrow ups, but we bought this ability for the artillery in the past round, on the past island, I think, where it pushes back everything around it by 1 when it heals. It doesn't help us though, right? No, it doesn't. But yeah, we should keep this in mind. It might come in handy. No, but yeah, I don't think we want to move the Hornet. So I'm just going to end the turn and see what the back can come up with. Yeah, the punch is in the air. I think it was the only... No, we also got the... Oh, that's good. It's only a Psion. A Psion, though, which gives more health to our... Oh, crap. That's one of those Psions. So that little green egghead there just caused the fly to now have 3 hit points per default, and now 2 actually, and that bugger here now has 2 extra as well. That's going to be fun. Only 2 that needed, yeah, but we are going to have our hands full also. So let me check. I think we gave the artillery this ability where it can shoot... How do I find this out? No? Ah, yeah, the buildings are immune. We did that. So we can shoot buildings with it and push stuff back. Oh dear, oh dear. Okay, so we have to get rid of the Psion because it is giving all the other units a +2 max health. Thankfully not a +2 health, but a +2 max health. And I cannot reach it. And we need to kill 2 enemies. And we need to prevent this bugger up here from nuking 2 of our grids. 2 of our power grid unit thingies. Coal plant is safe, yeah. Yeah, because of the +2 from the Psion. If the Psion dies, the fly is down to 1 hit point again, and that 1 to 3. But it's going to be really hard to hit the Psion. Artillery to G3. Shoot the building. I guess the coal plant, you mean the coal plant, right? Move the tank to E3, shoot the Hornet. Ah, interesting. The Psion would survive though. And we still need to take care of that one over here, because that is threatening quite a number of our grid points. And we can barely reach it. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, that could work. Cannot kill it. Problem is the mech can only punch for 2, and that thing, even when it is not augmented by the Psion, has 3 hit points. So that is a bit of a problem. And we cannot even push it up here, as I just had the idea, because it will just get pushed back from the conveyor belt. So that is a bit tricky. Move the artillery to G3. Shoot the building. Tank to E3. Shoot the Hornet. We have to figure out what to do about that thing first, I fear. The others we can, if push comes to shove, we can ignore them, because they are only threatening the tank and they have not tied it down. push the Hornet first with the tank after moving the artillery out of the way, and then push the Psion into the Hornet. Push the Psion into the Hornet? But that will also only hurt it for 1, and it has 2. Can artillery shoot on C6 to... Yeah, we could indeed, we could reduce the building damage to 1. Would still not be optimal, but we could do that. Ugh, this is annoying. No, I tried to use my mouse. This is not going to work. Hornet. Bloody Hornet. Is there any way that I can find some 5, 4, 5. Bloody Hornet! If the Hornet wasn't in the way, everything would be way easier. Alpha Hornet. 2 buildings behind damage due to 1 building being pushed into the other. Is just damage is spread over. The damage from that dude is spread over 2 squares, so he hits 2. He hits 2 fields straight ahead of him. Here, there, and for 2 damage each. But in that case, that doesn't make it worse because we only have 1 grid per field here. If it had located itself here, we would be in bigger problems because it had bigger problems because those have 2 grid units per field. Yeah, well, it's a skill. I'm starting to fear we really just have to hope for the grid defense here, use the artillery to push the Alpha Hornet 1 towards, so that it's on A6, so that it only hits C6, and use the tank to, wait, punch the fly? No, can we somehow... Yeah, I need to just kill 2 in 1 round if I want to get this bloody goal, and I'm trying to figure out if I can somehow do that. I mean, I could do that, but then I take 2 grid damage. That's the problem. Is this thing flying? Yeah, I wouldn't even be able to push this into the water if this was an option here. Okay, all of them are flying. What is worth more? Actually, the grid. The grid is... I mean, the other costs us 1 star. I mean, we can buy upgrades with the stars at the end, but 1 more or less will not be as expensive as losing 1 more grid now, because I don't know, in past games it proved vital to be very defensive of the power grid. Right then. So if the second that we kill the Psion, the fly will be back down to 1. Or, it should be back down to 1. I'm actually getting unsure now. Wait, what does this thing do? +1 HP. But why does it show 2 hearts here? So that dude actually has 4 HP. Oh. That makes it even worse. I mean, if we kill the Psion somehow, though I'm not so sure how right now, but if we somehow manage to kill the Psion. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. For example, by walking up to it and punching it in the face, though that would be very unfortunate because it gives 1 + 1 health. No, that is the effect of the Psion on the Alpha. The invigorating spores is the effect from this Psion. Seems like you can only reduce the grid damage by 1. I think I'd go for the star. And take 2 grid damage, really? Okay, let's think for a bit how to actually kill these two. Yep, that's the problem. I was initially thinking I could just punch the Hornet with the mech so it moves to B7 and then shoot B6 with the artillery to have it at B8 and then have it out of the way, but then the conveyor will just move it down here again and then it still hits these buildings, so that we can forget about that. We are definitely going to take grid damage here no matter what we do. And we are most likely not going to kill the Alpha Hornet because it simply has too many hit points for us to wear down in one round with the position it's in. I mean, if it was back to back with a mountain or something, we could probably play a bit with pushback, but we really do not have this option here. So we need to figure out how to kill the Psion. Okay. Yeah, and we can do that by... We move the artillery here. We move the tank here. True. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, okay. So we are going to ignore you get this right. We are going to ignore the grid defense situation. We are simply going to ignore this thing. We are going to let it do its thing. So what my current idea is a bit of an extension of the suggestion from Ember Eco, is that we use the artillery to shoot on the coal plant, which will not take damage, move the Psion over here, then we shoot up with the tank, takes 1 from the fly, pushes it back into the Psion, fly dies, Psion takes 1 damage, we move the mech up where the fly is right now, punch the Psion and it's dead. So we get our 7 enemies killed thing. We take 2 grid damage. Maybe we only take 1 if we are lucky. We have 19% grid defense. It could go bad for them. At least 1 roll might fail. It is a chance. So yeah, and that would at least give us the star. Yeah. So basically I do this, and then I do this, and then I do this, and now he only has 4 hit points, but at least we have protected the coal plant and we have killed at least 7 enemies, and now we take 2 hits. Yeah, and actually he hit both. Ah well. We got a promotion. 2 mech HP on our artillery. Pumping station. 2 grit and 1 star, but high threat, which means a ton of these things, a ton more of these things than usual. Nanite farms are also still there. Convey. I'm not going to select it, I just want to quickly take a look at the map. So 1 big conveyor belt that pulls whatever it has on it into the vat at the end. Which would, I think, damage our mechs because they are massive and kill everything else. And the alternative is pumping station. Defend the power plants, plural. 2 grid units for that, and block back spawning 3 times. Oh, that. Oh no, hell no. I hate these things. So these spider thingies, they spawn small spider thingies. And they web everything constantly, and it's an utter nightmare. So that is, yeah. The game is already starting to become tricky. And I agree, the other one definitely looks nicer. I'm voting for Nanite Farms, but I'm going to also let you voice your preferences. And I'm actually going to take a sip of water in the meantime. Oh, also I have the water bottle with the green cap again, which means it's slightly invisible in front of the green screen. You're outnumbered, Basrel. We are going to go with the Nanite Farms, I think. Also because I really do not want to go for the pumping stations. I really have a bad feeling about the whole spider situation there. I mean, we might still get spiders here as well, but hopefully not from the get. I mean, obviously not from the get-go. Also, the conveyor belt there looks a bit more fun to work with. Ugh. And even less space to deploy. How the heck am I supposed to work with this? Slightly insane. And a health psion thingy right from the get-go. Okay, conveyor belt. Psion. Spider. See, this is what it does. And in there, so these exact thingies here have 1 hit point, and in there is a spider. And I think after 1 round or so it will spawn like this. And then you have a 1 hit point spider that I think can also web, but I'm not entirely sure. Yeah, that is going to be so much fun. Okay, so soldier. The hornet is a bit of a problem. With its 3 hit points. I mean, we can just punch it into this direction so it at least does not hit the building, but this is still not so... But look, Wasrel, you now have your spiders. We got the nanite farms and the spider. Still the spider. I hate spiders. The good thing is that the spider itself doesn't attack. It just sits there and spawns spiderlings, but the bad thing is it spawns spiderlings. So... Well, too late. Now you have the spiders. Now you have to eat them. Please don't eat the spiders. sorry for the mental image that I probably just spawned in your head with this comment. Okay, so we could move the artillery to F4, shoot the Hornet, and then move the mech to F6 and punch the Hornet, and it would be dead. The problem is that this leaves us with this whole mess to deal with down here with just the tank, which is really not optimal. Shoot with tank C3 to push the healing guy, then shoot it again with artillery. Shoot with tank. So move the tank to C4, shoot the healing thing, push it back to C3. And then shoot on, I guess, on E2 in order to push the spider into the... Oh wait, or maybe... Or maybe rather move the artillery to B8. Shoot B2, which would kill the thing there, push the Psion into the here. Into the spider. So the Psion would be dead and the spider would be down to 1 hit point. And then punch the mech, use the mech to... Oh wait, if we do it in this order, the Hornet up here would actually be reduced to 2 hit points and we can kill it with the mech. So that gives us 2 spawns in the next session and a spider with 1 hit point left. That sounds like a really good idea, actually. The only thing I'm wondering right now is if I want to push the tank, move the tank to C5 to shoot the Psion, or to C4. If I move it to C5, I get a free move, so to speak, to D5 when the conveyor belt activates, but I'm not entirely sure if this does help me in any way, or if I just go for C4, which is like I can plan better ahead, because yeah, I don't know. What do you think? Should I take the free move, or... I mean, we are very far to the left here. So I would go here. Shoot this guy. That dude goes here. Shoots this guy. And pushes this guy into this guy. So this guy is dead and this guy is down to 1 and this guy is... Oopsala. This guy is dead and then we punch this one here and this one is also dead. Right? So, if we are not mistaken here, all around, this should work out quite nicely. Yeah. And now it's down to 1 hit point. And the Hornet is dead. Looks better. We still have a spider and 2 spawn points, but it's a spider with only 1 hit point, so that is definitely better than before. Unless a Psion spawns. Which thankfully it doesn't. But we have a jumper, a leaper or something. Ugh. Oh, go away. Oh right, we also have to block spawning 3 times. Oh, I forgot about that. Why didn't you remind me? Okay. I'm actually a bit unsure what happens here. I guess we stay webbed to the spider when the conveyor moves, but the link to the building is severed. That would be my understanding here. What was the order here again? Environment happens first. That's good. So we can use the artillery. Move it over to E8. Shoot E5, exactly. Which moves this one here to G5 and throws it into the vat and kills it. I hope it kills it. Behaves like water but inflicts acid on surviving units. Yeah, okay, so it behaves like water, so it dies, because that one is not a flying unit. The problem is that this will also push our tank here into the spider, which kills the spider but also does 1 damage to the tank. But, I mean, it's okay. It will also... If we shoot here, it will also push the scarab back on this thing here, but sadly, we will still have to somehow nuke it. Which we can do with the mech here. Because if we allow it to stay here, it will fire on the power generator and kill it before we before it gets... It wouldn't even die from the block, so before it blocks. So we need to kill the scarab. But yeah, we can do this. It's going to do a lot of stuff for just 1 action. I'm currently trying to figure out if there's any way that I can maybe make the spider block here. But... the only idea would be the artillery, because if I shoot it with the tank... Yeah, but the spider only has 1 hit point. If I shoot it with the tank, it's dead. What I could do, though, is move the tank down here and use it to block... Ugh, but it would then not be down to 1 hit point. This is also not perfect. That was the artillery that has the healing skill. Up here. So that is not going to... wait. Can we use this in any way? No. We can't. How unfortunate. It hits for 5! Holy smokes. That would completely off our back. Jesus, okay. That is completely unnecessary. I really can't see a good way to block something here right now. Not in this round. Can the tank reach a spawn point when it's free? Yes, it can. The problem is that it would be down to 1 hit point if it also blocks. So the thing is, we need to do this stunt up here with the artillery, where we shoot let me quickly, where we do this. And that makes the tank lose 1 hit point. But it is free then. Blocking also makes it lose 1 hit point, so it would be down to 1 hit point. I'm feeling a bit uncomfortable about this, but on the other hand, it is an option. We could actually move the tank down to C2. It would be able to reach this because it can move 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then still shoot the spider. We can do that, though I'm also... So we could just ignore all the blocking stuff now and we'll save it for later, but I'm also a bit worried that we run into the same issue that we did in the round before, where we almost didn't kill 7 units. So I'm still trying to... In any case, whatever we do, we need to do this, because otherwise we cannot move. So we are going to do this, definitely. And now we need to use the mech to punch the scarab. Either from here or even from here, so we have choice. But it doesn't change that we have to punch it. Actually from here would be better, because then we don't block the tank from reaching the spawn point. The idea would then be to... So we could do this and shoot the spider. And do this and punch the scarab. So the scarab would be away, the spider would be away, we would block one here, the tank would be down to 1 hit point, so we would definitely want to heal it next. This dude here is going to fall into the vat of acid and die, so we can just ignore him. But next round we would have this and this spawn point to deal with, and we would have blocked 1. That would be the idea here. And killed everything that is currently on the map. Thoughts? Objections? Okay, then we're going to do that. So, I'm going to shoot this dude, and he's dead. And then I'm going to punch this dude, and he's toast. And then I'm going to end the turn. That one is dead, that one is blocked. We have 1 fly and 1 scarab. The fly has only 2 hit points, but the scarab has 4, so that is not too nice. We absolutely need to do something about this tank, because otherwise it's going to die. The fly... We can actually ignore the fly, because the conveyor belts will move first, so the fly will actually punch the mountain instead of the building. So we don't have to do the fly now. We could use the artillery to shoot the scarab so that it blocks D2. That would reduce it to 3 hit points for the next round. And then we could use the mech. I mean, alternatively, we can also take the mech here and punch the scarab for 2 onto D2, because then it will be down 3 hit points and only have 1 left for the next round. That might actually be the better idea, instead to use the artillery for it. We definitely have to move the tank from there and heal it. I'm just unsure right now where to move it, because I'm still planning around here. If we move the tank away from there, we might be able to move the mech. We actually are able to move the mech to C2, and if we then move the scarab down here, we could also... So the scarab would move down here, still be at full hit point. We can then punch it from the mech over to the other spawn point, so we would block 2 spawn points, but the scarab would lose everything but 1 hit point in the process. And the tank could then be moved to, I don't know, maybe to D4 or something. No, not to D4. We are going to shoot D4. Maybe E4. That would be a fairly okay-ish position, I think, for future endeavors. And then, so we, first of all, we move the tank here, we move the mech here, and then we use the artillery, move it here, and shoot it here. So that will... Oh, that will actually move the... Wait. I don't want the tank to be moved around, actually. If I can avoid it. Okay, then maybe we do this. So we move the tank here, heal it. Then we use the artillery to shoot here. To move the scarab down by 1, so it shoots the mountain instead. And is now on D2. So then we move that dude here over to C2. Punch the scarab so it then gets moved to E2. And also loses 2 hit points, and it now shoots this area here. So E6, nothing there. The fly will move to D5, punch the mountain, nothing happens. And we block 2 spawn points. Only get 1 spawn in the next round, have a fly at 2 hit points and a scarab at 1 hit point, and a tank healed back to 2 hit points. And I'm actually now going to heal that dude before I forget it. Then we do this. And then we do this. And now it will take 1 damage, and we will also take 1 damage on the mech butt. Right? And this will not happen because instead it will punch this. Let's hope that I did not overlook anything here. Yep. Blocked. 1 more leaper and scarab down to 1 hit point. It was one, yeah, 3. He hits for 3. He is only at 1 hit point, so we can one-shot him actually with the tank. And the fly up there worries me a bit. But we could easily at least make it not cause any problems by moving it so it punches the mountain instead with the artillery, by moving the artillery to C8 and shooting E8, because then it would move 1 down. But yeah, we can just punch this guy here so he dies. It's too bad that we probably need the artillery up there to take care of the fly, because it would be quite fun to somehow... Ah, no, we cannot actually do that. Never mind, I was thinking too complicated. You missed... What did you miss? I'm not sure when you left, that's the problem. But yeah, you missed a lot of thinking about the last round at the very least. Yeah, E4. So I could also shoot the fly or shoot the scarab. Kill the scarab in the process. The challenge here is really just figuring out in what order to do that and how to best do it so that we actually kill all of them. We definitely can nuke these 2. I'm currently trying to figure out if there's some way that we can also kill the fly. I think she is, yeah. The mech can only move 5, and the hornet is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So it's just out of reach. Yeah, they are pretty much done for, and that one also only has 2, so... I actually had the idea to move the artillery up here. to... so move the artillery to E8. Move the tank to E1. Shoot the Hornet. The Hornet will take 1 damage, but get pushed back into the artillery. The artillery will also take 1 damage, but the Hornet will be dead. And the artillery can then shoot E4, pushing the Scarab into C4, which allows us to use the mech to punch the Leaper into the Scarab and thus kill both of them with 1 punch. The downside here is that we take 1 for the team by the artillery, but the artillery has 4 hit points, so there are worse things. Also, it sounds quite nice. And we would be done actually, so it would not be that bad that it takes 1 damage. So to just prototype this, I would do this. I would do this. And then I would do this. And thus kill the fly with 1 shot. Then use the artillery to shoot E4 so that dude lands there, because he only gets moved, he doesn't get... I can actually already do that, because then I can do this and can do this. And everyone is dead. I mean, everyone that is not us is dead. Or the population. Yeah. We haven't seen a pod in a long while. And we are back at full grid defense. Not full grid defense, sorry, at full power. The Wasteland. Kill at least 7 enemies, protect the emergency batteries. Or pumping station, high threat. Ugh. So, probably horribly tricky mission or the Wasteland. So the difference here is really just so, I mean, I'm not so sure that it's worth the pumping station, because while we do get 2 grids from it, it's like, I mean, it increases permanently our grid defense, which is nice, but then again 2 or 1 isn't that big of a difference there. Exactly. And we do not need the power. We are at full power and we are already getting a surplus now, so... High threat is... high threat. Emergency battery... at the back there, okay. 7 enemies. Yeah, my guess is that killing 7 enemies will not be that tricky. Okay. At least we have some... and we have one of these again. At least we have some movement space this time. Not like the 2 past missions where it was like in a sardine can. So nice of him to just stand there so we can punch him into the water, at least as long as we can somehow reach the water, which we right now can't. What was he attacking again? That one. And this. We cannot punch him in the water. But I really want to punch that one into the water. Or just... we can use the artillery to shoot him into the water, actually. The nice thing about somehow getting the mech on there would be that we also block 1 spawn. But then again, we have to kill at least 7 enemies, so... And it's only 2 spawn points now. So let's see. If we use the artillery to shoot here... then the Psion will be pushed back into our mech and both will take 1 damage, and then we can use the tank to permanently kill the Psion, which will reduce the Scarab to 2 hit points, which will allow us to kill him in 1 shot with the mech. So everything would be dead. But the mech would be down 1 hit point. Is there... Can the... No. the buildings block line of sight and not line. Sorry, line of what? Push Psion to F3, artillery on F3. How should I push him? Because the thing is, if I push the... So the only way that I can move the Psion here is if I push him with the mech. If I push the Psion with the mech, the Psion is dead. Because the mech hits for 2. Can you shoot the Psion to the spawn and then shoot with the artillery unit? Nope. Unless I'm overlooking something, so I would be happy if you could tell me how I should do that, because again, if I punch the Psion with the mech, the Psion is dead. I could use the tank to move the Psion to G4, but that will not do us any good. So, just again the prototyping thing. Artillery here, shoot on F3. Move the artillery. No, sorry. The what is this? Doesn't this have a name? Whatever this is falls into the water. Ah, the Alpha Scarab. Now I have it. Move this Alpha Scarab into the thing. The tank can move for 4. He cannot make it to the spawn. He could make it to where the Psion is now. Or can the tank move it to a spawn? Make it to a spawn? Move it to a spawn? No. I think we can forget about blocking the spawns in this round. But if I punch the Psion with the mech, then the mech will not be able to punch the Scarab up here anymore, and the Scarab will kill the building. No, the tank shoots the Psion. The tank cannot reach the... Can the tank reach the... The tank cannot reach the Scarab. It doesn't get line of sight on it. Look, I mean, it can only move here. Or if the Psion would be away, could move here, but... Even if the mech was out of the way, it could not move where the mech is now. So, we need the mech to take care of the Scarab. Alpha Scarab with the tank. That would be an option. But leave us with the question of how to get rid of the not Alpha Scarab. We could then punch the Psion. Wait. No, we can't. I mean, yeah, we can, but I was just wondering. Move the mech to what? To 5 first? To what 5? Mech to H5. Ah, but then the Psion wouldn't die. The current idea would be that I shoot F3 so that the Psion gets pushed into the mech. Oh, then he would also not die. Never mind. That was, yeah, okay. Forget it. That was a bad idea. That wouldn't work anyhow. Punch the Psion and shoot the other Scarab with the artillery. Yeah, but then it would still be alive. We would be able to move it. If the mech is not there, the tank cannot finish the Psion off. The mech needs to be there so that the Psion can bump into it. The Psion has 2 hit points. The artillery only hits for 1. and the tank also only hits for 1, and the artillery will not be able to hit the Psion directly. We have to hit the spawn point at F3 so that we can push the Alpha Scarab into the water and at the same time also push the Psion into the mech. So just to sketch out this again. So the idea, my current idea, is to shoot F3 so that the Psion gets pushed into the mech, both take 1 damage, the Psion is down to 1 hit point, and the Alpha Scarab gets pushed into the water here and dies. Then I move the mech 1 down to C4, shoot the Psion is now permanently dead, and the Scarab up here is reduced to 2 hit points, which means that if I now punch it with the mech, it will also be dead. So for 1 damage on the mech, I would get everything. I would kill everything that moves right now. Move the Alpha with the tank. Punch the Psion for 2 HP. Move the other Scarab with the artillery. But then this one then would survive. It would only be moved. Unless there's some way to no, there is no way to get it into the water. I mean, it does give us 1 hit point down on the mech, but the mech has 5 for a reason, so we build it so that it can act as a tank, basically, in the front line. And take 1 for the team if needed. Ironically, the artillery is also a bit overthinking things, but it works without you cannot explain it, but Okay, let me think about this again. C5 push Scarab into water. Huh? From C5 I can do exactly nothing to push anything into the water. Or you meant the tank from C5 to push the Scarab? Then the Scarab is in the water. Okay, and then? I still need to take care of the Psion. I could push that with the mech, but that leaves me the other Scarab here. With what? With the mech. Okay, and then? Move mech to H5. Move tank to F6. Could the tank reach F6? Yeah. Shoot Epsilon, shoot F3 with artillery. No to Ember Eco. It will only take 1 damage. Then shoot back with G5. I'm just quickly rolling back everything. Okay, okay, so let me quickly just play through what Zip suggested. Mech to H5. Tank to F6. Shoot at Psion would take it 1 down and push it back here into the spawn. shoot F3 with artillery, would kill the Psion, push that scarab into the water. Okay, so now both of these are dead. Okay, okay. Ah, Zip, you're right, that works. Without anyone losing health and everything being dead. Yes, it will work. Because the scarab up here is currently boosted, health boosted, so it would lose 1 hit point just by the Psion dying. The Alpha Scarab is dead, the Psion is dead. Yeah, we are going to do that. Woohoo! Ugh, a spider and the fly. Hooray. Two hit points on the fly, 2 hit points on the spider. We can use the spider to block the spawn point, which will kill it. And we should get rid of the exec here. So if we move the artillery to B7, shoot on B4, we kill the spiderling. If we use the tank, leave it where it is, shoot on the spider. Or we can actually move it one down. Move the mech to F3. We could also move the mech to F3, but why let one of ours take the hit for blocking a spawn if we can have the spider take the hit and make it die in the same process? So that is the thinking here. Because then I would use the mech otherwise to punch the fly, so it's dead. So do something like move that one here. Oh wait, I first have to... Ooh, wait. What did I want to do with the artillery again? Oh, right. They don't die, but they take 1 damage. The same as we. So if they are down to 1 hit point, if they are on the spawn, they die. So the idea would be... we use the tank to shoot the spider. Spider gets moved to F3. Spider also takes 1 damage just by the shooting thing and gets moved to F3. So the spider is down to 1 hit point. Once the enemy here spawns, it doesn't spawn and the spider takes 1 damage and dies. We shoot the spiderling here with the artillery. It's also dead, so that is an instant kill. And we use the mech, move it to F6 and 1 punch the fly. So yeah, I cannot do that right now because I first have to do this. Then we can do this. And we can also do this. The evil thing is that the spiderling doesn't count as an enemy apparently. I just took a quick glance up there and yeah, it didn't count. But we still have enough turns, so I'm not too worried about that. Now we... Oh, and actually we have to kill them in order for it to count? No, we don't. Okay, that we did get credit for the spider. Okay, so we have 1 leaper, 1 fly, and 3 spawn points. Fly at 2 hit points, leaper at 1, not even attacking. What a lazy butt. So we can fill our quota if we just kill both. We can simply shoot the leaper with the artillery and move over here and punch the fly. And it will be dead. The question is if there's maybe a better option. That also allows us to block one of the spawns with the mech, which I would love to, but if it doesn't work, it doesn't work. I don't see any option. Other than... I mean, I could use the tank to block this spawn point. That would be an option. So, punch the fly. Shoot the leaper. And move the tank to block this spawn. Thoughts? Right, no? I mean, it's... we take 1 damage, but... Six, and this makes 7, so we at least have the stars secure. This mission of ours is really like a big game of chess, yeah indeed. No shit. Blocked, and we get another fly. Yeah, I'm thinking about respeccing actually. I think the heal push skill was attached to the pilot, so we'll have to change the pilot out, but that should not be a problem, I think. So, fly for 2, scarab for 4. We can actually easily move to E1 behind the scarab and push it into the water and get rid of it that way, and then punch the fly into the face and we are done. So... and that's it. Disposal site C. Defensive shields. Oh, we get shields in that one. Oh, and that was one with an old earth bar. That is always a bit cute. But I wanted to see what we can do about the whole situation with regards to the special stuff that we have on our... Was that the frenzied repair thing? Push adjacent tiles when repairing. Yeah, that is attached to the pilot, so we would have to swap the pilot out here in the cannon mech. Okay, Wasrel, take care. No, wait, that was stupid. No, that was actually not stupid. So that would give us frenzied repair on the cannon mech, and also +2 on the health, on the HP, which might also be a good idea actually. Now it has 5 as much as the mech. One less move though. And we don't have a power core left to invest in it, so that makes it a bit... ugh. That is annoying. Actually, in that case, going to take the power core out here and to put it in there, because I think 4 movement on the artillery so far were also enough. The problem is now that the tank is down to 3 moves, so we really need to get a power core freed up so we can put it in there, but so far we haven't found any. We need a... we could really use a pot drop to give us a power core maybe. +2 health or +1 move. I mean, yeah, we really don't want the artillery at only 2 hit points out of the box. This is too little. 2 mech HP, 1 mech move, 2 mech HP. Yeah, only 1 pot. We are a bit unlucky with regards to pots this playthrough, it seems. We had another pilot. Does this one maybe... Oh, he doesn't have anything yet. In that case, we rather stay with that one. It at least has 1+1 move. So 4 move on the artillery mech. 3 on the cannon. That is a bit unfortunate, really. So we need a power pod for that one. Power core as fast as we can. Combat mech is okay. Yeah. And grid defense is now up to 21%, so that is nice. Okay. I think we are continuing to avoid the high-tech threat. High threat. And are going to go for disposal site C. Because frankly, yeah. Oh? Oh, does this have teleporters? Yeah, disposal teleporters are active in the sector, able to disassemble and transport waste matter. You could use them to outmaneuver the Vek. I have to try to figure out again how they work. So any objections to us doing that one instead of the horrible high threat one? Alright. Lots of new faces today, I gotta say. While I try to figure out what the teleporter is, I would love to hear who all of you are. Who are new here. I mean, I know who Americo is, and I know who Vasrel was, and I also know who Brian is and all that, but yeah. Teleporter pad. End movement here to warp to the matching pad. Swap with any present unit. Okay, so that red one ports to the red one and the blue one ports to the blue one. In that case... End movement there, though. Okay. Oh, this is going to be a bit of a mind fuck. Also, does this mean if I deploy on that one? Ah, awesome. Then welcome. If I deploy here, will this mean that right after deployment I get warped there, or does this only happen after? So, I have questions. We are not going to try that. Yeah, and movement, but... Oh, look, it's a pod! Please don't kill the pod. Ah! Oh. You still give only 1+1, right? Yeah, so that one has 4 hit points. And no water to, even if it is swimming, so, flying, so. And movement here to warp to the matching pad. So if we move here, we will get warped here. What was that? Something flickered here just now, I think. My third monitor decided to quickly turn off and on again. Oof. So my instinct now would be to move the mech to F3 to secure the pod and then punch the hornet thingy here so that it doesn't hit the buildings. What I'm unsure about is if I punch it here so it doesn't move on its own, but it gets moved. Does this mean it gets teleported here? Because then it would still punch these buildings, so we would not really have won anything. That sucks. And severely limits us here, because I mean, what I'm supposed to do here? I could use the artillery to shoot the buildings at G4 to move the thing here to E4. Yeah, to E4, so it doesn't punch the buildings anymore. Then punch it in the face with the mech, but then it will hit the pod. So that would also not be a good option. I could use the pod first to move here. Use the mech first to move here, and then do this, and then punch the Hornet, so it would punch the teleporter instead. And then I could use the tank to push the Scarab one down onto E2, so it will shoot the mountain here behind the buildings instead of the building itself. I'm just really, really worried about the pod. So I would really like if there's any way that I can secure it. And still use the mech to punch the Hornet. Couldn't the pod land be back there somewhere? By the way, this cute little old wood bar there is just... I like it. So we cannot move here and punch that thing. Also, it would push it into the pod. Also a bad idea. We cannot you go to the pod and punch it, because then it will get teleported over here and punch these buildings. This is really annoying. Yeah. Oh, yeah, 2 power. So we would be well advised to not let it punch the buildings. I mean, I could use the artillery, so I could go to the pod, punch it, move it here, so it will get moved here. Then I could shoot these buildings to make it get moved here and block the spawn, and instead of punching the buildings, punch the teleporter pad. But then I have the problem that the Scarab is still here, has 3 hit points, and is also still targeting the buildings here. And that is not so great. And I could shoot it and push it against the mountain. Can you push the bug to C2? I see a way to protect all the buildings, but that means I cannot protect the pod. Can you push the bug? No. I could... Wait. I cannot reach. I could use the artillery to shoot E2 so that the Scarab gets moved to C2. Then it would shoot the teleporter for 1 damage only though. And if I punch the Alpha Hornet, it will be down to 3 hit points. So it would not kill it. It would not kill it. It would only hit it for 1 hit point. So the Scarab would still have 2 and would still kill the 2 buildings there. Actually, yeah, the Scarab would go first. So this is the order. So first the Psion moves, whatever it does, it just floats around and it makes squishy sounds. Then the Scarab does what it does, and then the Hornet does what it does. I really don't want to take grid damage. Not again. We already did that once. But I also really do not want to risk the pod. No, that also doesn't work. I was just thinking if I can somehow get the Scarab and the Hornet to line up so that I can punch the Scarab into the Hornet, but yeah, I would need the mech for this to work so that the Scarab actually dies. And I would need a mech to get the Hornet there in the first place, so that wouldn't work. Or would it? Wait. I also just got an idea. No, it doesn't work because he can't move there. Crap. Or can he move there if I... 1, 2, 3, 4... no, it can't. It only has 3 movement. Our mech needs more movement. I'm waiting for the idea from Zip, and in the meantime I'm going to eat another something sugary and chocolatey. How much can the tank move? 3 tiles. It was 4 before, but that was due to the pilot and we had to swap the pilot. Damn pretty much sums it up. I don't think the pod is protected. We can simulate that though. Oh, Yeah, not with the mouse, Gina, no. Mm. So, just out of curiosity, yeah, no. That only applies to buildings. Can you save the grid if you waste the pod? Yeah. Mm. I could make it so that let me quickly try to remember my idea actually. Move mech first to pod. Okay, and then? Yeah. So far so good. Then the fly gets teleported to F2 and threatens the buildings at G2. Shoot artillery at my mech. Oh, that's an interesting idea. That could work. I like that. The artillery reaches across the whole map. Yeah, that is actually a good idea. That a mech would take 1 damage, but the fly would be moved to F1, and then I could shoot the. Could use the tank to move it to G2 and shoot the scarab into the back, so it blocks the E2 and also punches the building instead of. Sorry, it punches the mountain instead of the building. Yeah, the teleporters also seem to work instantly, so it's not an end of turn thing. So just to clarify that, the artillery literally reaches across the whole map. So if I move the artillery here back, I can shoot anything from 6th row up to 1st row. But I think I'm actually going with a suggestion from Jakai or Yakai? So, how do I pronounce that? As in, go here, punch the fly, and collect the pot. Which is why I'm not prototyping that right now, because I think that will make it so I cannot revert the move. Punch the fly. Fly loses 2 health, moves up to F5, immediately gets teleported to F2. And then move the artillery, move the artillery to F8. And shoot my mech on F3 so that the fly on F2 gets pushed to F1. The fly now blocks a spawn point, then and will attack the mountain. And then I will use the tank, move it down here to C2, shoot the scarab so it moves to E2, also attack the mountain here and block a spawn point. And that way we use whatever is alive right now to block whatever would spawn next and damage it in the process, while taking 1 hit here. The only problem is we still have this bugger here not even touched, but yeah, we'll have to take care of that next. So we do this. That worked. Oh, it's actually attacking too. But this is not a problem. Then we are going to shoot ourselves. And then we are going to shoot that thing in the face. And that endeth the turn. This one attacks the mountain. This one attacks the mountain. Spawn. Spawn. Yeah. Did it have to go there? Because now I cannot walk the mech up there. So I first have to artillery here in order to move it here so that I can move the mech here to punch it in the face. This is annoying. And yeah, that actually was a great move. I'm really happy for the suggestion. Because now we at least got a pod secure. Move to F2. Oh right, thank you. Yeah, I was thinking in the wrong direction. If I move the tank to D4. No. But at least one. So if I move the dude here, it will get teleported here. I can punch the fly is dead. Then I move the tank here. Shoot the Scarab in the face, Scarab is dead. Psion is almost dead. I use the artillery, move it over here, shoot the Psion, Psion is dead. We get 3 spawns. Is there any way that we can also block a spawn point? Actually, there is. We can use the tank, shoot the Psion on E2. E2 spawning will kill the Psion. We can use the artillery to kill the Scarab at D3 and take care of the Hornet with the mech. So my idea was this. And this after, not before, but after. And going there to end up here to bang up the fly here. Scarab will die when... Oh, right. It will. True. How does this help us? Does this save us a move? Can we block one more spawn that way? No. We can't. I would definitely do this. Yeah, fly is done. I'm trying to figure out if what happens if I move the tank here. Ah, crap. I cannot move that anymore. Okay, that doesn't work then. The idea that I just had was move the tank over here, shoot on C2, move the Scarab over there, but I forgot that I had already moved the artillery. Because then I would maybe have been able to actually block 2 by firing on C2 and using the tank here and the then pushed Psion here. But yeah, we are instead going to do this. Ignore the Scarab. On the other hand, we can also now just kill it because there is not much else we can do. We cannot reach... I can reset the turn, but I would rather not do it for something like this. I would prefer to save that because I can only do it once per mission for things that are a bit more horrible than this. So yeah, I'm going to go for this. Actually going to move the artillery here, and I cannot move the artillery anymore. Oh, that did not kill the scarab. It did kill the scarab, it just took a while. Okay. And we have spiders again. How lovely. I could use the artillery to shoot a spider and free the tank to do something. Though I'm not entirely sure yet what. I could use the mech to punch the spider. Alternatively, I could use the tank to block D3 and punch the spider once I have freed it, because that would kill the spider. But this leaves us with this scarab here, which I can actually reach by going over the blue. Okay, so idea. I use the artillery, shoot on C3. That will kill the spider, free the tank. The tank can then move 1, 2, 3, block D3, shoot the spider, hits the spider for 1, spider gets pushed back into the mountain for another hit point, spider is dead. Leaves this scarab. I move the mech over to this blue blue transport pad here at D7, get transported to B3 right next to that thing, punch it in the face, and it's dead. Everything is dead, and we only have 2 spawn points to worry about, because one is blocked by the tank. Thoughts? No thoughts, apparently. No, Zip! Okay. No one has a better idea. In that case, we are going to try that. So bam. Bam, 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 bam. Hello! Dead. Two flies, 1 alpha hornet and 1 regular hornet. How really, really, really annoying. I don't want to have a hornet there. Can we please not have a hornet there? I can move besides the hornet and punch it so it gets moved here so it punches the mountain. Can I then still do something to really hurt it? I can one-shot the hornet over here with the tank, because it will just get pushed back into the mountain and die. So if I can somehow also kill the hornet down here with a combination of the mech and the artillery, that would be swell. But the only way that the only thing that I right now see is a way to reduce the Alpha Hornet to 1 hit point, but have it still alive. Still alive. No, that doesn't work. Artillery the Hornet to C3? But... Huh? Move mech to A2. Yeah. Punch Alpha. Move tank to E2. Shoot Hornet to kill artillery C2. Oh, that's good. Yeah, that works. The brown Hornet has 2. But the yeah, Ember Eco's idea works. Or should work. So, punch that dude so it goes to C2. Loses 2 hit points in the process. Move the tank here. Push the Hornet into the other Hornet. Both use 1 hit point. Brown Hornet dies. Alpha Hornet still has 1 hit point. Finish it off with the artillery. That is nice. We bumped their heads together. Oop, that was the wrong one. I wanted to mark that one. So, like this. And then like this. And then like this. That was utterly beautiful. Great. Thank you. I don't know about you, but this Harold pilot is a bit annoying with all his I want to collect data blah blah. And what is in the pod? A reactor core, yes! And a new pilot. And and we have to face the boss. Ooh. Okay, but first we want to do one upgrade, which is putting a power core into our cannon mech. It was our cannon, right? Yeah, to give it one more movement, because right now it is just not mobile enough at all. Ah, way nicer. Okay, just out of curiosity, what does she do? Oh. A starting shield and +2 mech HP. Does this actually maybe... No. Does this help us? Do we want that? It would reduce our move here again. Though, wait, we could do this. And the artillery would have a shield. The shield did what again? Oh, so it's just like they can take 1 damage without actually getting damaged? I think this is better than that dude here, with just +1 mech move. The thing is, I cannot really swap it, or I don't really want to swap it on any of the others, so if I swap the pilot, I would swap it on the artillery, and I think she's a bit better skilled. Yeah. Corporate HQ, what actually do we... A scorpion, I forgot what the scorpion does, but at least it's not the slimes. That's That's good, because the slime sucks. Which one was the scorpion? I really cannot remember. We'll have to figure that out. Ah, well, let's hope for the best. And a spider. And a hornet. Scorpion leader. Oh, that was that dude. With the really, really horrible adjacent attack. Web all targets preparing to deal massive damage to adjacent tiles. Oh dear. Do not want. Okay. Oh, the good thing is that our tank can do this I repair myself and push everything away from me move, so maybe that will be quite handy here. We'll have to see. So I'm going to place that dude here in front of the corporate tower. Do something like this again. Or maybe like this. Nah. I'm worried. Oh, look, it has a shield. Yeah, wonderful. I'm already quite unhappy with this mission. Everyone is webbed. We cannot move at all. Ah, wonderful. Maybe it... I really should not have left only one space in between those two. That was it. It's utterly stupid of me, but okay. When I shoot at the boss, are my mags pushed away? So you mean when I shoot with the tank? Or what do you mean? When I shoot with this guy? No, I only take 1 damage. And when I punch with this guy? With the artillery? Oh yeah, that could work. Yeah, that will work. That will work. Then I can move them out of the way. He will be here. 1. Problem is that I cannot get in position to attack the spider that way. 1, 2. Wait, how many moves do I have on him? 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No. I was thinking if I can maybe somehow reach the spider up here to punch to death, but yeah. After tank, can I do something with this one? Also not really. But yeah, I definitely think I need to take care of freeing those two. And then shoot. I'm actually wondering if I should use the mech to punch, to take 1 damage on the tank and punch the leader here, because that will hurt it for 3 damage, and if I then shoot it with the artillery to free my 2 dudes here, it will also take 1 damage more, so it would already be reduced to 3 damage, to 3 hit points, and it would already be a lot better than what we currently have. The problem is that this doesn't leave me a lot of maneuvering area to take care of anything else in this round. I could use the tank to shoot the hornet here, so reduce it to 1. Use the mech to punch the leader, reduce it to, what was it again, to 4. Then use the artillery to shoot the leader, push both of these outside, and end the round. Right, I could also use the tank to shoot it. Three, two, one. I'm wondering though if it wouldn't be worth it actually. Reduce the leader down to 1 HP right at the very first start, right at the very first round. Sacrificing 2 HP on 2 mechs, so 1 on each. Because the leader, I mean the attack from that thing is really, really, really nasty. What do you think? Should I try to whittle the leader down to... What did we say? What would it have? 3 or 1 hit point? One actually sounds quite nice. I mean, the alternative would be to have it on 3 and have to fly down to 1, and I would still not be able to do anything about the spider or the 2 spawn points down here. But at least if I go all out on the leader now, with everything that I have in the right order, that is, it would really hurt that thing and pretty much cripple it almost. I mean, we could just artillery nuke it in the next round or so. It would pretty much die. It would hopefully die next round, unless we get really, really unlucky. We will get 1 spiderling here for 1 hit point, but that will be 1 spiderling. That one will probably also spawn another one and web stuff in the process. But at least the artillery up here should hopefully be free again. So, unless you are all now going to scream at me bloody murder, I think I'm actually going to go for the 1 hit point leader scenario. That costs me 1 hit point on the mech and 1 hit point on the tank. For 6 down on the leader. Would the artillery move the Scorpion? Yeah, it would. The problem is that the artillery cannot move, cannot shoot the... So it would... I cannot shoot E6, that is the problem. Because the artillery can only shoot stuff further away than 1 tile from it. And I cannot move it because it's webbed. If I could move it here, things would look different. Alas, they don't. So I take your silence as you all also don't have a better idea. Okay, I'll do it. Okay, so we are starting with the mech punching him. 3 hit points down. The tank firing at him. Another 2 hit points down. The artillery firing on him. He's down to 1 hit points and our 2 mechs are in safety. And yeah, we are done with this turn. The spider hatches. And we get another leaper. I was somehow completely kidding on this go- Oh, crap. Okay. Wonderful. See, now this is a scenario that I was really hoping would not be happening. But what I'm going to do now is I'm going to use the artillery to shoot E5. Push the leader into myself. I have a shield, so I will not lose a hit point, but the leader will be dead. Also, the spider will be pushed into the mech and lose a hit point in the process as well. The mech will too, though. I could move the mech out of the way. If I want to. I'm not sure I actually want to right now. I could also use the mech to kill the spider first, on second thought. That would actually make things easier. And then that shoots this, and... Wait. Oh, he's also targeting us up there. For how much does he hit? In theory? 3! Crap. Okay, now we have a problem with this whole plan. We somehow have to get this thing out of the way. Or get the artillery moved. But we can't, because it's webbed. Ugh! For fuck's sake. I could use the tank to shoot the spider. Spider would be rushed into the mech would die. I can then move that dude 1, 2, 3, 4 down here, punch him back into E1, so he will block E1 and also be down to 1 hit point after at the start of the next round, actually, yeah. So he would be down to 3 hit points, he would still be webbed, and we would get a spider here. I cannot change that. Unit order. Leader goes first, then the spider, then the hornet, then the small spider, then the... Holy cow, there's a lot of stuff down here. Then the leaper, then the newly spawned scarab. And then we get a spawn. 1 spawn. What is he attacking? I forgot about that one. We also have that one to deal with. Oops. That was too far back. So much water and acid, and we cannot make use of any of it. It's sad. I mean, if the leader wasn't sitting here so that it can punch the corporate tower, I would say, who cares? Let it hit our artillery for 2 damage, because we also have a shield, and let it hit the fly and kill the fly in the process, but sadly we cannot go for this option. Oh crap, and this one is also doing something. Shoot the scarab with the tank. The scarab? The scarab is the one down on E2. I cannot reach that dude with a tank. Ah, the spider. Shoot the spider with the tank. Move the mech to punch the Scorpion. Move the artillery to shoot stuff. The problem is, what should I shoot? Can the tank do the repair move thing and shoot? No, he can only repair or shoot. God damn it. Ah. What happens when you destroy the mountains? Could there be water underneath them? No. Just rubble. I see us losing 2 grid here, and I don't like it. Ember equals move, which one? Shoot the Scarab with the tank, move the mech to punch the Scorpion, move the artillery to shoot stuff. Then it doesn't really prevent anything. The problem is, so what I can do is, I can do that, so I can use the tank to shoot the spider. That was a typo up there. The spider would be dead. The mech would lose 1 hit point in the process, but then I can use the mech to go here, punch the Scorpion. The Scorpion is dead. It also removes the shield from the artillery, because the artillery... So the Scarab gets... Sorry, not the Scarab. The Scorpion gets pushed into the artillery for 1 damage. The artillery can move now. And it could... Yeah, the problem is, what can it do? I mean, we have 1 spider here, which is going to hit this thing for 1 damage. And we have 1 Hornet here, which is going to hit this here for 1 damage. The Hornet has 2 hit points. The spider has 1. What I could do is move the artillery here, hit this spider, it is dead. What I can also do is maybe move the artillery... Yeah, now it's getting tricky. I'm not sure what I can do about this one, actually. I can hit here with the artillery to move it down here, but then it would hit the tank, which, well, it's better than it had hitting the grid, actually. But that would still leave us with 1 grid damage here from the spider, so... Move the Hornet with the artillery by shooting C6. C6. Oh, right, yeah, that would be an option. Can I move the artillery up there? 1, 2, 3, should work. Yeah, so I can remove... So I can move that one here, where the Scorpion leader is right now. It's too bad that the artillery is webbed, otherwise I could just kill both... No, I couldn't, because it would push it into the... never mind. That would still leave this spider here to deal with, though. So, what I'm saying is, I don't see us getting out of 1 grid damage here. Maybe we're lucky, we have 21% grid defense. So I think we have a 1/5 chance of it not happening, but yeah. Yeah, I agree. It seems pretty much uninevitable. Okay, I give up. You know what? The word that you wrote. At least the boss will be gone, right? And this is also my focus here. So, let's see. We are going to kill the spider and take 1 for the team on the mech. Then we are going to punch that dude dead. And then we are going to move the artillery here and shoot here to move that thing. Oh, we also move the tank. Does this help us in any way? No, it doesn't. But yeah. Then we take one here. We take 1 grid damage here. And we sadly also did indeed take 1 grid damage. We get 1 spawn, we get 1 spider. We now have 2 leapers, 1 scarab, 1 hornet, and a lot of nasty things that are really angry at us. Yikes. Things are not really getting better. That would damage the tank. Yeah, my idea would also be to... So I can... I just had an idea, I just have to try to find it again. So what I could do is... move the mech here, punch the spider. Spider is dead, does not no longer attack the house. Use the artillery, move it to here, to E8. Shoot where the mech is standing right now on E5, which moves the leaper over. Oh, actually, move the artillery over to F8. Shoot the leaper. Leaper is dead. And use the tank here to shoot the spider. Probably from A5, because I'm not sure if I... Actually, I can try that. What happens if I do... Yeah, exactly. So I would have to move it here and shoot it there, because otherwise I damage the building through the pushback of the soon-to-be-dead spider. That would remove the building damage. No one of us would get damaged, but yeah, things would get really tricky now. Because then we would have to face of 1, 2, 3, 4... actually 5, because the spider would also survive. Yeah. 5 enemies in the next round. And that might get tricky to get out of alive, because we still have to survive one other round. One other round with a lot of Vec. I mean, we haven't yet seen a single Psion in this whole round, so we might get lucky that we get one of those spawns be just a Psion. As in, at least not something that attacks us, but the situation is really not that good right now. We can prevent further grid damage, but... So just to prototype this. This would be the idea. And then have that one take care of this one, have that one take care of this one, and then have that one take care of this one. And have this, this, and this, plus whatever spawns here and here to deal with. I'm wondering if we can maybe do anything... Wait. Wait. When we repair, we only push, right? Yeah, that only pushes. It doesn't damage it immediately because, yeah. Then it would only hurt that one for one, and that, yeah, it would still be alive then. This is not so perfect. So shoot this one, punch this one, shoot this one, pray. Move the Hornet so it hits the one on F5. Yeah, I know, but... I'm also not sure if that would do anything good. That would involve instead moving the artillery here. No, wait, not there. Actually leave the artillery where it is. So shoot the artillery to C5, which would move the Hornet over to E5. Then the Hornet would go first. It's first in the enemy order. Unit order. It would punch the Leaper up there. The Leaper would be dead, so it would not even get around to doing what it is trying to do to the HQ. And I would still do the same thing with the tank here against the spider. Oh wait. No, there isn't. No, that doesn't work. Never mind. I'm not sure though if this is actually going to do a difference. Then you don't have to attack the small spider. Why don't I have to attack the small spider? Oh, because the artillery does, the spider doesn't do anything then. Yeah, okay, it would just survive. Wait, one thing after the next. Tank after the artillery shot to A4. A4? And then? Hi, Romses. Could I move the tank to C5 and repair to push? I could, yes. But then I cannot shoot with the tank. I do have the artillery then, though. So I could do something with that. Shoot on the... Shoot on E3, for example, because that would kill the Leaper here, push the Scarab into the into the Hornet, so effectively taking one hit point from it and from the Scarab as well, and also still the same thing would apply, that would kill that thing first. So that would actually be an interesting approach. It would leave us with one spider alive, but a lot less hit points on everyone else. So okay, wait. So that would mean I need to move that dude over here, and that dude over here. Repair here. So he moves there. He moves there. Nothing happens in this and this direction. Okay, and then I use the artillery to shoot this dude. This dude is dead. This one gets -1 hit point. This one gets -1 hit point, which is actually that one. So this one is at 1 hit point, hits this dude dead before he can act. In the next round we then have one Hornet at 1 hit point, one Spider at 1 hit point, one Scarab at 3, and whatever spawns. I think this is a bit better than the option before. So I think this is what we're going to do. Yeah, of course, punch D7. Actually, let's do this first. I can artillery on water and still push, yeah. Though I cannot undo the move anymore now. I figure your idea was to have him block this one, yes? That would also have been an option, but then the fly would be one more hit point. We can reset the turn, so let's think this through for a bit. That would give us this one still dead, but one spawn blocked, at the cost of the fly still being at at the Hornet, I always call it a fly, still being at 2 hit points instead of only 1. And this dude also being at 4 instead of 3. Is this worth it? Actually, it sounds pretty worth it, because one less thing to worry about. Even though we have more hit points on everyone who's still there. Yeah, we are going to reset the turn. Okay, so this dude goes here, this guy goes here, this one goes here. Yeah, look, this works. Wait, we are doing this in a slightly different order. Because otherwise the spider will get punched into the artillery. We don't want that. So he punches him. He goes here, fires here, moves him over there. He goes here and repairs himself. Okay. And we get another Hornet. We can reach the Scarab, so that is good, because we can punch it so it no longer kills the HQ, but just punches thin air. It will not die, but it will at least be not harmful anymore. And yeah, the problem is a bit here, because we cannot really move him. And he gets attacked from 2 sides. What we could do though is repair ourselves again. Can we repair ourselves when we are not actually... We can. Okay, that is good to know. So we can just push these out. And then we could also maybe do something fancy with the artillery, though I'm not entirely sure about that yet. If we punch him into the mountain... Can we kill him? I would love to kill him. We can kill him. If we punch him into the mountain, he's down to 1 hit point, and if we then shoot him with the artillery, he's dead. And then we use the tank. No, wait, we cannot actually... Yeah, the fly will still attack the tank. Then again, the fly will attack the tank for what? 1 hit point, so who cares? We would get rid of the scarab. Alternatively, we can just prevent the scarab from doing stuff here by punching it down to F1. Using the tank to... Can you shoot C4 with the tank and then move it? I cannot move after I shoot. Building has 1 HP, yeah. So I could shoot the hornet down here, it would be dead, and then I could finish the spider off with the artillery, and that would actually push the tank into the other hornet here and take 1 hit point off it. But no one would get hurt anymore. Because the problem is if I do the repair stunt here, he will be pushed away, he will be pushed away, he will also be pushed away, but he cannot be pushed away because there's a mountain in the way. So he will take 1 damage, but still take 1 damage from my tank. Which also is something that can be... You know what, I think I would... Considering that I cannot kill all of them and... damage on the max is like in the last round is completely irrelevant actually. I think what I'm going to do is, just because it's so satisfying, go for killing the scarab. Which would be a combination of going here, punching the thing into the mountain, reducing it to 1 hit point that way, and then shooting... Oh, but then I would also push the mech into the mountain. I think it is actually called health points and not hit points, but I played way too many games where it is called hit points that I simply cannot stop calling HP hit point. Sorry. What does it say here? Does it say it anywhere? It always says HP, so this is not really helping. Mech to F3 instead of E2. F3? Yeah, of course. No, because then I cannot punch it into the mountain. In order to kill the scarab, I need to punch it into the mountain. So that would take one additional damage on the mech. Oh, come on. You know what? I don't bloody care. It's just the satisfaction that I'm after here. wait. I'm thinking way too complicated. If I first shoot it with the artillery and then move in the mech, then I will not take damage on the mech. We are going to do that. So, that was satisfying. And now it's going to take one hit from the one fly, so one. And they are gone and we won. And we lost one power grid in the process, but at least only one. Detritus has an aggressive bonus plan for excellence in performance, Commander. You and your Riftwalkers deserve it. Woohoo! Select one reward. So, what can we do? We can get 2 grid defense, so I'm actually really tempted to take that. What does this do? Passive. Mechs no longer take damage when blocking emerging wag. Oh, that is of course also very interesting. Costs 1 power core though, so we have to keep that in mind. This needs to be powered. Then there is an... Yeah, I think we are also going to go for the passive effect. So the guy there, +1 mech reactor. Mech can act twice if it does not move, but frankly, I'm okay with our current pilots. And grid def, we might be able to buy some with the stars that we collected. So I'm going to go for the passive skill and put it maybe on the mech, but we'll see. We can swap this out, and we cannot swap it out easily because it requires a power core. We'll have to see, but I remember it being quite handy, especially in the block such and such number of emerging vacs in the missions like that. This was only for one. Was it a general one for the? No, it was just for the mech that it is assigned to, right? It does say mechs, but it isn't. I mean, it needs a power core and it is a passive effect, so still I think I'm going for the stabilizers. I think long term they will probably help the most. Yeah, come on. And then we can also spend our 6 reputation, so let's see. We definitely need at least 1 power core because otherwise we cannot use the stabilizers. We also can buy grid defense stuff. So what do we have here? Passive. Nanobots max heal damage when they deal a killing blow. That is kind of fun. But it requires power like mad. At least 1 power to have it run at even remotely, and then +1 heal per... oops, what do we have here? Ah, the Janus cannon. I remember that one was fun. Because now you fire in 2 directions. Though it can also be annoying, so... Shrapnel, fire a non-damaging projectile that pushes tiles around the target. So that is basically the artillery without the 1 damage on the tank. Mercury Fist, dealing huge damage and pushing adjacent tiles. And this is the artillery on the mech with 4 damage. And I can only use it once per battle. I'm actually, if at all, leaning towards the nanobots. I don't know, what do you think? We could also sell one of the pilots. So the idea would be one power core, the passive skill at 4 stars. And then either one grid or another power core by selling the one pilot. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so you're all like, forget about the grid. Get one core, get 2 cores. Okay, so that was the pilot, I think, with absolutely nothing. Yeah, okay. Oh, sorry, we are not selling a pilot, we are donating a pilot. Yes. Then 2 power cores and this passive skill. Then weapon available. Ah, that is that classic counts as a weapon. Ordinary, yeah, that is actually. I don't know. Having one pilot available with at least some skills, I think, is a good idea going forward in case one of our mechs dies. Then again, I think the downside was that we then get only an AI, right, in that case. But we can still use the mech in the next battle, but just without any skills. Additional skills, which here would only be one mech move. You know what? Yeah, come on. We are going all in. Okay. Then we do have now the passive skill where if the unit repairs itself, where the unit gets repaired if it kills other units. And we also have the passive skill where if a mech blocks an emerging mech, it no longer takes damage. We also have 5 health on the combat mech, on the mech, on the cannon, and 4 on the artillery. And we have 2 power cores, which we will need to power the passive skills. The grid defense is still 21 because we were down 1 power grid, which we have used for the grid. We weren't at full grid power, so that only filled the slot, but that is good because then we go into the next island with a full grid. No, I bought 1 power grid. I bought 2 cores and 1 skill. So I think the likelihood of our mech here killing enemy units is a bit higher than on the tank because it simply punches harder. So currently I would say we give him 1 power core and equip the... which one was it again? And equip the nanobots when they deal a killing blow. Or do you think I should rather go for that on the tank? Also, Jesus Christ, we have to get finished here. It's almost 11. Almost half past 10. Yeah, and then block on the tank. The tank actually does not have less health. They both have 5 because they both have a pilot that gives +2. And we need one power grid, a power core. And then the tank gets the blocking thing. And we are done with this. So we could go actually for the volcanic hive, but we're not. So it's for you to decide now. Next time, is it desert with funny terraforms and stuff? Or is it frozen wasteland with some sentient robots that also attack us? Heat or cold? Heat or cold? That is the question. You try to figure this out. Meanwhile, I'm going to take a drink from my see-through bottle. Can I somehow... There, look. Whoa, this is creepy. So 4 to 1, 4 times cold against 1 times desert. Any more votes? Dum 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 dum. 4 cold, 2 desert. Dum 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 dum. Da 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 dum 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 da da dum 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 da dum 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 dum. Ba 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 ba. Da 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 dum. Da 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 dum 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 bum bum. Okay, it is cold. So next week I cannot use my mouse. Next week it will be Pinnacle Robotics. Now Dennis comes out with the desert, but still we are at 4 to 3 now. It will be Pinnacle Robotics. Fights a war on 2 fronts, one against the Vec. Oh, come on, Daniel. The Jeopardy song was already long past. Then again, Daniel voted for desert and not for desert, so everything is fine. Pinnacle Robotics fights a war on 2 fronts, one against the Vec, the other against its own sentient weapons. Frozen environment with funny ice problems to solve again. I think there were also some ice machines in there and stuff, so that was quite fun. And an AI CEO, so that is also going to be fun. Also, what kind of leader is this? I think that is a monster spider, so this is not going to be fun. And here we have... No, this is a monster spider. We don't have the blob anywhere, which is good. No, but ice can break. So if we shoot the ice twice, it will turn into water and everything on it will fall into water, which is good for us because our mechs cannot shoot when they are in the water, they cannot repair when they are in the water, but they do not drown, contrary to most of the other Vec, at least those which are not flying. And the ice area only seems to have one kind of hornet, so yeah, but so ice it will be, and I am now going to see that I get myself into bed because it's really late over here. and have to work tomorrow on Octoprint and all that. Okay, but yeah, I hope it was fun, and I certainly had a lot of fun, and it was a nice distraction after this somewhat infuriating day here in Germany. Hope to see you next week again when we tackle the Iceland, and until then, take care, good night and all that, and hopefully see you soon. Bye.